George Low Camp, 97th Ohio Infantry veteran. He was involved physically with his shovel, and the sweat of his brow cleared the land and prepared the land for over 1,000 dead from the Battle of Chickamauga.
I thought to myself, now what on earth does Seattle have anything to do with the Civil War? We weren't even a state, right?
After the conclusion of the Civil War, Camp lived in various states in the South for about 30 years before coming to Seattle around 1890. He's waited 100 years or more now for his own spot in a national military cemetery. And we're finally closing that loop for him.
The Union veterans' greatest fear was being forgotten. And over the course of the last century, they were.
How does an urn get forgotten? A question I'm sure many of you are asking yourselves now.
Missing in America Project was able to identify their remains.
In our search, we've identified these Civil War era, and we decided it would be really nice to place them all at the same time. We are basically taking care of 28 veterans and 31 spouses.
All those we are honoring today came from Seattle from 2 locations.
This is the closest you'll ever get to a Civil War funeral.
It is long overdue that these men and women are placed at rest, and I'd like to think that today, as we remember and speak these names, they live on a little longer.
Here are the men who battled at Stones River and Spanish Fort, at Marye's Heights and Missionary Ridge, at Antietam and at Appomattox. Here are ordinary men called upon to fight an extraordinary war.
It has been an honor to keep you safe, and an even greater honor to help you get home.
The first day was a public memorial service at Washalie Cemetery in Seattle, followed a second day by bringing the remains down here to Tahoma by hearse.
Certainly this is the largest internment since at least the 1870s, when soldiers were repatriated from battlefields.
28 Union veterans of the Civil War. This is truly of national significance, this group of veterans.
He was with the Army of the Potomac. He was at the Battle of Gettysburg. His regiment lost 50% at Gettysburg.
It was the last walk, and I thought of that in my head when I saw his name tag, and I realized this is it. We're going to take, in my head, the dialogue was, we're going to take one last walk, George.
George Camp, Company E, 92nd Ohio Infantry, and his wife, Ernestine Camp.
I've said that to myself, to him. On the process, it got harder and harder and harder as I went, realizing I got to let go. And so the last couple steps and putting it on the table, I didn't know what to do.
George was at Chattanooga, Atlanta Campaign, Sherman's March to the Sea.
And then it got completely overwhelming. Within 30 seconds, just sobbing. He had been unrecognized and forgotten for so long.
It is very emotional. People don't understand that. I have forgotten the number of Missing in America program missions that I've done now. But each time, it becomes very emotional. This is the last walk with this individual.
If he were alive today, he would have been doing exactly the same thing we did for the other 27 veterans, because he did that for them. He gave his aged comrades a funeral too, so he knew. He absolutely knew. This will be the first time he gets a Memorial Day. He's never had one.
They now have a name, they have a place where we can honor them, and I think that they would finally be satisfied that they're no longer forgotten.
This Memorial Day has a little bit more gravity because of George Camp.